Christmas. So a whole 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, I went down to the YouTube creator space of 25 other people and Hazel Hayes for her meetup, collabmas, my shoebox thing. And let me just point out, everyone who went, they've already made their videos. They made them either on the day or just the next day, 2 weeks. So anyway, it was such a good day, and yeah, this video is that. So I set out at 10:30 in the morning with my trusty essentials. Yeah, those aren't the only things I brought, I just felt like I had to lay stuff out on the table so that people wouldn't think I was hogging a 4-seater with a table. Yeah, and then I arrived in London, and I'm going to keep saying this throughout the entirety of the video, but I did arrive in London stupidly early. So the first thing I did was I went to Jubilee Gardens. Of course she did. Hello, I made it to London. I've got quite a while until the actual I have to be at Google, so I've taken refuge in Jubilee Gardens, which is kind of like my second home. So many memories have happened here. Every time I come to London, because it's so close to Waterloo and it's so like accessible, I always come here. And this is the first time I've come here alone, so it's quite depressing. I just want to say how weird it is to be on the South Bank in the winter, or just when it's not summer and when there's just no people. I was sat on that bench and there was just no one, no tourists, no people sunbathing on the grass under the London eye, just no one. It was weird. I just realised why it's not busy here. It's because it's a Tuesday and it's not half term or anything, it's just literally a Tuesday. That means I have to listen to Drake later. So after aimlessly walking around South Bank for half an hour or something silly, I decided I'd head to Tottenham Court Road. Obviously, because I had a lot of time to spare, I thought I would do some photography. So I was looking around for any architectural photography opportunities, and I sporadically, because I've started using that word more, I found a church. So yeah, I thought I'd go in, you know, give a bit of a heads up to my homeboy J-Dog. J Swizzle. Jesus, really? Or is it God? Who do people pray to again? Moses. And you know what, I'm really glad I went in that church because it was like beautiful and it was all Christmassy and festive, and I'm glad I trespassed, if you will. And it was perfect for photography. Good pictures. Well, we'll see. We'll wait till Andy marks it. Why am I talking about Andy? Once I was happy with all the pictures I'd taken, I left the church and I still had a bit of time to spare. Oh, but I didn't see that coming. So I knew I wanted to wander around for a bit more, but I wanted to stay on track. I didn't want to wander off. I wanted to stay en route, but I wanted to just see what I could find, see where my feet would take me. Ended up, my feet actually took me to this really nice courtyard. I don't really know what to call it. It had colourful houses and little shops and a little cafe and little benches where I sat and ate my smoky bacon crisps. So yeah, that was a nice little detour, and then that got me out to 2:15 and I headed to Google. Yeah, I walked in and there was no one there. Always a good sign. And then like 5 minutes later, I just found myself in a group of strangers just huddled around in the reception of Google. And then we met Ali and got our little YouTube stickers. And then we headed up to the YouTube space, which, by the way, is smaller than you think. I'm not being dramatic. I really think YouTubers must film on some kind of TARDIS lens because it's so much more smaller when you're there than what you're seeing on like cameras and stuff. It's weird. But it was really nice and cozy, and they had a YouTube decorated Christmas tree and the wall, with so many familiar faces on them. It was really nice to finally see the wall in person. My picture wasn't on there though. Must have just fell down the back. It's really weird to see a place in person when you've seen it so much not in person, if that makes sense. It was kind of surreal, but in a good way. And then we headed into the room that we were going to be in for the remainder of the day with Hazel. And then we all got seated, and first thing we did was we went around the room and we had to say our name and something interesting about us. Of course me, I had like a mouthful of Christmas tree brownie, so she had to move on to the next person, which was, that's such a me thing, isn't it? Just, you can imagine it. And then we had a little Q&A and a screening of a couple of her upcoming videos, which is really cool. And yeah, the day went by so quick. Suddenly the shoebox wrapping commenced, of which I don't have any footage of because my wrapping, and you have to believe me, it was absolutely abysmal. I let myself down. I let the team down. I let those children down. But we got all the 100 boxes wrapped and ready to go, which was really nice to see as a result.
We're gonna film!
Oh. Here's a fantastic photo of Hazel looking very away with the fairies while I seem to be smiling very worryingly. Look at that smile. Oh no. Oh, and then here's a nice one. Look at that colour coordination. We are a joint effort, Bumblebee. Oh, and I almost forgot, we got given goodie bags. Best day ever. No! Bless her, she came over with these little chewing sandbags with little goodies in it. I got a little t-shirt and a mug. Lovely mug. So thank you, Hazel. You really shouldn't have, although I do love the mug. So I'm glad you did have. And then all of a sudden it was 6 and that was it. That was my shoebox done. So then we all clustered out the building together and started to head home. I met some really lovely people that afternoon, and now we all follow each other on Twitter, which is really nice. And yeah, that was it. We all got separated at the tube station. We literally went different ways, and I was left alone again. And guess where I went? And to end the night, I've taken refuge in Jubilee Gardens again. Oh god. Although this time I must have wandered around South Bank for at least an hour. I might go for a little walk along the South Bank because it looks so pretty. Look at the London Eye. She's beautiful. Or he. I don't mind. I mean, there was no rush to go home, so I just enjoyed London for a little bit, which is really nice. There was just so many lights. It was so nice to just see the big city all lit up, and it was just a really nice sight. You can see why I don't really want to leave yet. I don't even know what time my train is or anything. I literally came out the tube and came straight here. As you do. So after wandering around aimlessly around Jubilee Gardens again, I decided to set sail and head back to Waterloo. But yeah, it was such a good day. Really glad I went. Yeah, thank you Hazel for inviting me, thank you Ali for organising it, he did a great job, and just thanks for the day, it was really good. See you soon. Unnecessary utter transition, oh that was lame, I'll just say bye. Bye! Lame.